We've armed a charge. Stay close to it.
Hello, what have we here?
What's going on, guys? The Bespin DLC for Battlefront just launched if you bought the Season Pass. If you haven't, it launches in a few weeks from now. Today I'm here to review it, let you know if you don't have the Season Pass, if it's worth buying, and if maybe you should consider buying the Season Pass now that we have 2 of the DLC packs out. So what do you get with this DLC pack? It comes with 5 new maps, 1 for Fighter Squadron and 4 ground maps, all taking place on Cloud City. A lot of them are in cool areas you recognize from the movies, like the Carbonite Chamber. The Fighter Squadron runs right in the clouds around the city, so it looks like when the Falcon's flying into it for the first time in Empire. There's also a map where you're battling kind of on the landing platforms where they escape in Empire and where Slave 1's parked. It's actually parked there in the map. And just the general hallways of the area, it's all going to feel familiar, and Battlefront really nails the presentation and making you feel like you're in the Star Wars universe, and this is no exception. They've done a great job with these maps. They've also brought in some of the Williams score for the loading screens and when you start and finish a map, and it really just immerses you in the entire atmosphere of Bespin. So if you're a big fan of that area from Empire Strikes Back, you're probably going to have a giant grin on your face while playing this. So they've also released 2 new heroes. You can play as Lando Calrissian for the Rebels or the bounty hunter Gengar for the Empire. Both of them are a lot of fun. They're not my favorites. I usually prefer Luke or Vader just because I like the lightsabers and they're very powerful. Lando's got a new weapon with a thermal scope so you can see through smoke and all the crap that's going on around you a little better. You can also disrupt enemies' abilities, and you can put down a decoy that looks like a hero token pickup, and it's actually a shock trap that traps enemies. So he can be fun to play as. Gengar is a little bit more of a beast. He's got a kind of like a heavy machine gun. He has an ability where you can just pretty much hold the trigger down and spray and pray that thing. He also has a charge ability where he runs up to someone and just smacks them, and usually it kills them. It does a lot of damage to heroes as well. And finally, he has an evade move where he dashes away and also throws a bunch of proximity mines in front or behind him, and if anyone's around you, they go boom. With this update, there are some new HUT contracts which unlock 2 new weapons and a few new star cards. One of the first weapons you'll unlock is the EE-4. It's kind of a burst fire blaster rifle, but it's small enough to look like a pistol. And this thing packs a punch if you are at close range. You can take people down in probably 2 bursts. At distance, it's not quite as accurate, and it doesn't have as much power, but a lot of these maps, since it's in Cloud City, are close together, so it's great for those. The X8 Night Sniper is the gun Lando has, where you can, when you aim in, you get thermal vision. It's an okay blaster pistol. I don't really see myself using it ever, and I'm not sure why anyone really would. It has too slow of a fire rate and just doesn't do enough damage. Some of the new star cards are cool, some are annoying. It's gonna depend on how people use them. The new shock traps are fun. You basically throw it down. If any enemy comes near it, they get shocked there for a bit. And they have the option to tap the X or square button or whatever it is on PC to break free a little faster. You can also trap yourself in them, so be careful. There's also a disrupt ability now, which allows you to basically just shut down everyone's gear around you and instantly overheat people's weapons. I've seen a lot of people jetpacking into the middle of a group and doing that, and then just spraying everyone around them who can't fire their weapon for a few seconds, so it can be a little annoying. You can just charge the person and melee them if you're close enough, so that's usually the best way to get around that. It'll be interesting to see how many people use that going forward as opposed to explosive shot or things that are a little more useful for more situations. You can also have a weapon that can basically EMP vehicles, so you can stop an ATST in its tracks for like 5 seconds. If you don't feel like using the ion torpedo and you just want to slow down the Empire's assault, this is a good weapon for that. For customization, there is a Bespin guard uniform for the rebels that you can unlock once you hit level 65, and a new stormtrooper armor, which you can unlock at level 70, which is the new level cap. And all the other skins that were previously level locked are now unlocked for everyone. You don't have to pay credits or anything. So if you didn't hit 60 yet, or don't have the credits to get that weak way, you can actually just get it for free now. So there's definitely some interesting additions, and it's been a lot of fun experimenting with them and unlocking the higher version of these star cards. Now what my favorite part of this DLC is the new mode, Sabotage. In this mode, the rebels are trying to escape Cloud City, and they can't because of the Empire's tractor beam or something, so they have to destroy fuel canisters that are powering it, and then make their escape. So basically when you're the rebels, you start off, there's 3 objectives you have to blow up in a certain amount of time. You don't get a time boost or anything when you do one, you basically just start with 10 minutes, and hopefully you blow them all up by then. Now this mode can get a little crazy because when you're trying to blow up the generators, the game just drops hero tokens on the map until there's 3 or 4 heroes fighting for you. So you'll go into rooms where there's like Luke, Lando, Han in there, all just fighting and defending this one generator, and you pretty much have no chance as the Empire. Now once the rebels do destroy all the generators, they go and have to defend an escape point until their ship arrives. Now it's the Empire's turn to have fun, so the Empire starts getting hero tokens dropping. And it's basically like a turning point objective or supremacy where you just have to control this area, and if any Imperial forces get in it, it starts to capture. And it provides some really epic finishes to matches. I've had ones where there's just like a sliver left and just the Empire's charging you, you're shooting everyone you can, then Darth Vader's coming around, Greedo, Gengar. It can be absolute chaos, and it is so fun. Now, unlike the Outer Rim DLC, there are big maps here, so there is a new Walker Assault map available. Unfortunately, I don't think it plays very well on Walker Assault, at least how it's done right now. It feels like the rebels just get spawned in crap areas that are kind of cornered and tucked away, and the Empire's getting spawned a little too close to the objectives. And also when the rebels spawn, there's a lot of buildings that make it really hard to shoot at the walker and get to a position where you can without running into the Empire first. So it feels a little imbalanced right now. As a rebel, I don't think, or the Empire, I don't think I've seen the rebels really win any or come close. Usually it's a pretty big blowout, so I think there needs to be some tweaks to the spawning areas for both teams on this map. They've also changed up Drop Zone. Now there are 3 pods on the map at a time, and it's 16 versus 16, as well as Fighter Squadron. They have upped the player count in that to 16 versus 16. Now it's just on these maps right now, but I do like the way the game plays with more people in it on these big maps, so I hope to see that added into all the older maps as well. All the new maps feel like they were designed for 16 versus 16 teams, though. Some are a little more close quarters than others, where you can get into some serious hallway battles that'll look like the opening scene of A New Hope, where there's just lasers just firing everywhere down a hallway, nowhere safe. You're just kind of like crouched in a corner trying to peek around it, hoping you can get a few shots off. And there's also been some game improvements released with this update. They made the partner system more useful, so now when you're standing near your partner, your star cards actually recharge faster. So there's a huge benefit to finding someone to fight alongside with now. Also, when there's heroes on the map, you'll see a little token of where they are. If they're your team's heroes, if they're enemy heroes, it doesn't show you that. Just gives you an idea of where your team's pushing for objectives and where the heroes are focusing, so you know which ones are kind of locked down and you can go find and fight for another one. Now it also just lets you know why you can't spawn on your partner sometimes if they're in combat or danger or dead. So that's just nice to know. It does seem a little glitchy though. Sometimes it lets me spawn on my partner and it's definitely not safe to do so, and other times it seems like everything's fine and it says they're in danger. So it seems like they still have a few kinks to work out with that, but it's never game breaking. And of course, there's a lot more under-the-hood adjustments that were made in the patch. You can go to the Battlefront forums or any website, really. Just Google it and see what else has changed. Now, there is also a new vehicle in this. There is the Cloud Car, which you will know if you've seen The Empire Strikes Back. It's an okay vehicle. It has kind of a slow fire rate. I like that it has the jammer ability, like the Slave 1. But I don't find myself using it very much. I'm still a TIE Interceptor X-Wing fan. I'd love to see them release a new hero ship. Hopefully in the Death Star DLC we'll have Darth Vader's TIE Fighter as well as something else. So overall, the Bespin DLC is a very strong pack and much better than the Outer Rim in my opinion. I didn't really do a full review of the Outer Rim, but in the live stream I did. I was kind of a little iffy on whether you should buy it or not, and perhaps this was the breaking point for the Season Pass. But I think this DLC turned it all around for Battlefront. I'm definitely excited to see what else is coming for the Death Star pack and the mysterious 4th pack, which I still think is going to be Rogue One. But if you haven't picked up the Season Pass and you still like Battlefront, I definitely recommend picking up this DLC. If you're a fan of Star Wars, you're going to love these maps. There's a lot of fan service in them, a lot of areas you're going to recognize, and just kind of geek out about when you're in there. Does this change my opinion on buying the Season Pass if you haven't yet? It's still too hard to tell. I mean, you never really know what you're going to get. From what it sounds like we're going to get, I'd say go and pick it up now since this pack's great, and I can't imagine the Death Star disappointing or the mysterious 4th pack. And then you get a little discount on the Outer Rim one. I know I've seen them put it on sale a few times, as well as the Ultimate Edition of the game, which comes with the Season Pass, has been on sale a few times for the digital versions. So maybe keep an eye out for that and buy it when it's on sale. And I think you'll definitely get your money's worth. But what do you guys think of the Bespin DLC and Battlefront overall? Are you still enjoying it? Did this get you interested in the game again? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more gameplay reviews and live streams, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.